What's going on, STIM junkies? High-stim Ace here, and I hope you guys are having an incredible week. This here is some midweek madness because I'm going to be dropping yet another illicit review for all you STIM junkies watching this video right now. Today, we are going to be reviewing the all-new Pure White Juglans Regia capsules from our good friends over at Mr. White Formulations. Now, in case you guys haven't seen the review that I just dropped for the Mr. White Yayo Edition pre-workout, I'm going to link it in the comments down below. I'm going to pin the comment. You guys can check that out because supposedly this right here is from the very same batch of 2-amino or Juglans Regia that product is made from. This is the pure source right over here. These are capsules that are meant to be stacked with pretty much anything, and I did run this one here 3 times, and I have a lot to say. I just reviewed the Dmha capsules from Project M Supplements about 2 weeks ago, and this here was a very, very different experience. So let's not waste any more time. Let's roll that freaking intro, and when we come back, we are going to review Pure White from Mr. White. So in case you guys haven't seen the last review I did involving Dmha capsules, I'm going to link it down below. I'm going to pin the comment as well. You guys can go back and check that one out because that was a crazy intense experience. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of nervous going into this one here because the last experience I had was really, really intense and very over the top, even too much for high-stim Ace, believe it or not. So I did go into this one cautiously, and we're going to look at the label very quickly. We're not going to have a whole segment because it's literally just one ingredient. You're getting Juglans Regia Extract in here at 100 milligrams, which isn't such a crazy dose. And again, you guys don't know whether this is the Juglans Regia Extract, the natural derivative, or if this is the synthetic lab-made yum-yums that we know and love. And obviously, there are differences between the two, and ultimately, labels are just labels, so I had to run it on my own body. I did run this one 3 times, and I paired it with different products because I really wanted to get a feel of what to expect and how this product here actually operates. Obviously, this is meant to be stacked. This isn't something that you should take on its own, although theoretically you could. I don't know what kind of benefits you would reap from running this one just on its own, but I did pair this one 3 times at 3 different dosages, ran it at 1 capsule, ran it at 2, and today I ran it at 3 capsules, bringing it up to a total of 300 milligrams of Juglans Regia. So looking at the bottom here, suggested use says, as a dietary supplement, you may take 1 to 3 capsules daily. To assess tolerance, take 1 capsule for the first few days and build up to the maximum dose of 3 capsules daily. Never exceed recommended dosage in any 24-hour period. And then says you can take 1 capsule with 8 to 14 ounces of whatever, it doesn't specify what liquid. And it says to actually wait 45 minutes, which is very, very interesting. And that is actually a good notification to give you right off the bat because this one here, no matter whether you take it at 1 capsule, 2 caps, or 3 caps, it does take about 40 to 45 minutes to really start peaking. You're going to feel this one in about like 10 to 15 minutes, but it comes in very mildly, very in the background. And we're going to talk about it because I did pair it at 3 different dosages with 3 very different products to really get a feel for this one here. And I did gradually build because, like I said, the last time I ran Dmha capsules, I did not have the best experience. It was a good experience at a low dose, but when I upped it up to something that I actually thought would be a good experience, man, was it something scary that I had to deal with. So I started very slow with this one, and I did run it the very first time at 1 capsule, and I mixed it in with my morning cup of coffee. Very simple, very to the point. I took it as a morning type of nootropic to enhance my mood, to really boost my cognitive function, to give me a little bit of euphoria, a little bit of mood elevation, and really kind of just transition me over to a work day. Now, obviously, I did bike to work, which I'm still doing despite the fact that it's like 25 degrees here and absolutely freezing. As long as I could keep going, I'm going to go. But I did run it like that with a morning cup of coffee, first thing in the morning about 6:45, 6:50 a.m. And again, I didn't really start feeling this one till about 7:20, 7:25. And it wasn't really until like 8 o'clock almost that this thing started really coming in nicely. And at 1 capsule, this is a very nice, mild, in the background kind of experience. It makes everything just seem a little bit better. It gives you a bit of a floaty head high, nothing too crazy, nothing illicit. It's really technically only 100 milligrams of Juglans Regia, so it's not going to blow your head off. Ran this one 3 times, and I'm still kind of in the middle. I don't know whether I should put this as a Juglans Regia extract that is really, really pure and potent, or is this a 2-amino synthetic lab-made yum yum that is a little bit on the diluted side. It's somewhere in between, and it really depends what you pair it with. So with a cup of coffee, running it as a morning nootropic, or if you want to run it with just a little bit of caffeine, I think it's a very good option. You can take it even with an energy drink that has about 100, 150 milligrams of caffeine, and it's going to give it a nice little boost. Now, I wouldn't take it at 1 capsule for training. It's not going to really give you all that much at just 1 capsule. You're going to want to run it at 2 or 3 caps for training, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But overall, at 1 capsule, this is a very nice experience. It's an uplift in mood. It's going to last for about 5-6 hours. No crash, no come down, no stimmy willy, nothing like that. It just kind of amplifies your mood a little bit. Very, very reminiscent of the old Dark Labs Euphoria capsules, which at 1 cap wasn't a crazy, overwhelming experience. Very, very similar to that experience, maybe a little bit less potent than that original Euphoria, but overall at 1 cap, it's a very, very solid option. If you guys want to add it to a pre-workout that already has a bunch of stims in there and you just want to add a little bit of extra, then it's definitely an option. But if you're looking to get that true DMHA experience, 1 capsule, in my opinion, isn't going to do the trick. Now, the second time I went ahead and I mixed 2 capsules with one of my favorite daily drivers from Axe and Sledge, known as Intake. Now, this one here is a little bit unique because technically on label, it is a daily driver. You're getting clinical dosages of anything, but there's nothing exotic in here. There's no Alpha-O, there's no Araya, there's definitely no 2-amino. So this is a very standard by-the-book pre-workout, although very well-sourced ingredients, great pumps, great focus and whatnot. But the reason that I paired 2 caps on this one here specifically was because this has an ingredient that I really like known as L-tyrosine, which is one of my favorite nootropics. Really gives you that clear-headed focus and really gets you dialed in and focused on whatever it is that you're doing. And I find that with this pre-workout specifically, this has 2 grams of L-tyrosine at the full dose, which is a pretty nice amount. A lot of daily driver pre-workouts will put in like 500 milligrams, maybe 750 if you're lucky, but you're getting 2 full grams in here, aka 2,000 milligrams. And I find that when pairing DMHA or any other stimulant on top of a pre-workout such as this one, which already has those 2 grams of tyrosine, it kind of synergizes with that nootropic and really creates its own kind of in the bubble effect, which personally I think was the best experience I had out of all 3 experiences I ran this product. I took the 2 capsules, I mixed it in with this drink, and this one hits relatively quickly in about maybe 10 to 12 minutes. Again, it's nothing crazy. There's no exotics in here. You're not going to be hopped up, but the tyrosine comes in very quickly, and you're going to get that tyrosine focus. It's going to kind of dial you in, and you're going to feel your focus starting to build up, and then the DMHA is going to come in at that 30, 35, 40-minute mark and really elevate the experience and work together with that nootropic sense you're getting from the tyrosine and really create this in the bubble kind of feeling. So you're going to get a very nice floaty head high. And I think this was the best experience out of all 3. I'm going to talk about the third one in a moment. But overall, to me, taking 200 milligrams of the Juglans Regia mixed with the Intake pre-workout or anything similar that already has some nootropics in there, whether it's alpha GPC, whether it's lion's mane, whether it's tyrosine, my favorite being tyrosine, but you can really pair it with any type of nootropic-based pre-workout. You have the Panda Skull, which has a lot of nootropics in there. You have a bunch of Apollo nutrition products that have a lot of nootropics, such as Time Cop. That one's a little bit stronger, though. That's a little bit more of a stim junkie pre-workout. But my point is, you could take 200 milligrams of the Juglans Regia Pure White capsules, mix it in with a product similar to this one, and you're going to have a great, fantastic experience. It's going to bring it up to feeling like a semi-illicit, medium stim / stim junkie kind of experience. It's not over the top, too crazy. You're not going to get hopped up, but it's going to put you in this beautiful bubble with a great mood elevation, positive sense of well-being, and a lot of productivity. So overall, 2 caps with a nootropic-based pre-workout definitely gets my seal of approval. Now today, I really wanted to run it at 3 caps, which is the maximum suggested serving size, and I wouldn't dare go more than that because 300 milligrams of DMHA or Juglans Regia Extract is the most I've ever seen in a pre-workout, and being that I was cautious from that last experience I had with the other DMHA capsules, I wouldn't dare go to 400. So I capped it at 3. That is what it says on the label, take between 1 and 3, so I don't want to overdo it, guys. We are taking these supplements to enhance our workouts, not to get too crazy, too cracked out, and run with the high. That's not why I do it anyway. So today, I did run 3 capsules, and I mixed it with one of my favorite daily drivers, the Apollon Gym Classic. Now, this one here is clinically dosed for the most part. You're getting 6 grams of citrulline, you're getting beta-alanine at 3,200 milligrams, betaine, taurine, Himalayan pink salt, caffeine at 300 milligrams, and like 2, 3 other ingredients. So this is a basic daily driver, but a pretty loaded one. And for $1 a serving, this thing is freaking incredible, right? So today I took it at the highest dose, and I really didn't want to mix it in with the intake because I already knew that intake with 2 caps gives me an amazing experience. And with a 3rd cap added in there, it would kind of make it a little bit too much. I'm sure it would have been an amazing experience, but I really wanted to test it with more of a bare bones type of product to really feel out the DMHA on its own, the Juglans Regia, whatever you want to call it, and see whether that ingredient on its own is going to amplify the experience right here. Because this is a pure daily driver. This here isn't going to give you a buzz. It's not going to give you a high. It's not going to give you a euphoria, nothing like that. So whatever experience I get here, I know it's a well-tested experience. Because let's face it, guys, you can take this capsule here, 1, 2, or 3, and you can add it to a Stim Junkie pre-workout, and you could say, hey, this thing is freaking amazing, right? But that is not a true test. The true test is taking it with something very basic, which is why the first time I did it with a cup of coffee, which only gives you about 70 to 80 milligrams of caffeine. The second time at 2 caps with the intake pre-workout, which also has that potent 2-gram dose of tyrosine. And the third time, obviously, was with the Apollon Gym Classic. This beauty right over here. Now, this was an interesting experience because I feel like the DMHA here took a lot longer to hit. It actually took closer to 45, 50 minutes to hit. And I do believe that the reason for that is because there is no nootropics in here. There isn't a 2-gram tyrosine dose, which for me personally, tyrosine always hits very, very quickly within 10, 15 minutes. I feel that focus. And then when you have stimulants or thermogenics or exotic ingredients stacked on top of it, it really builds it into something special, right? So the pre-workout, the Apollon Gym Classic, great daily driver, but nothing quote-unquote special, right? So I combined 3 capsules with it, and I felt a little bit of that caffeine energy, right? Felt a little bit of focus, nothing crazy, nothing too over the top. It is nighttime right now. I did have an evening workout for about an hour and 10 minutes, nothing crazy today, but the DMHA did take about 40, 45 minutes to hit, so I gave it like 20, 25 minutes before I even started touching the weights. I knew that it was going to take some time to build, and if I'm being honest, it wasn't until the middle and towards the end of the workout where the DMHA really started coming in with that euphoric feeling, the mood elevation, and pretty much whatever else it is that you would expect from DMHA capsules or Juglans Regia capsules. And overall, it was a very positive experience, but I'm going to say that if you're going to stack this with a quote-unquote daily driver basic pre-workout, definitely wait about 30, 35 minutes before touching the weights because you will get the buzz from the DMHA. It's going to come in. You're going to get that high, that good mood elevation, the positive feeling. I would say a bit of a background euphoria, not like a super hopped up, dancing in the sky, jumping on the clouds kind of euphoria, but there is a little bit of background euphoria. The music's going to sound better. You're definitely going to be more motivated. It's very, very positive, but it's not like a crazy dancing and high out of your mind type of experience. It's a very, very clean product. It works really well, and I'm sure that there are plenty of stacks that you guys could come up with. I was actually contemplating mixing 2 capsules with Edge of Insanity today, but for the sake of the review, I really did want to run it at 3 caps and mix it with something super, super basic to see if the product shines on its own. And the final verdict is, yes, it does shine on its own, albeit it's not a super, super over-the-top potent type of DMHA. So I'm not really sure if this is a really, really clean and well-sourced Juglans Regia or if it's a weaker type of 2-amino DMHA. But either way, the value on this is amazing because I do believe these pills are about 35 bucks. And correct me if I'm wrong, I do think it's $35. You're getting 90 capsules in here, 100 milligrams of Juglans Regia per capsule, which is an incredible value for money. So you definitely can't beat it. Even if you take 3 caps each time, you're getting 30 genuine servings, which is absolutely incredible. If you guys wanted to hit a little bit faster, you could pop the caps open. They're just regular see-through caps. You can pour it into the drink. It is going to add a little bitterness if you do that. I did that the second time with the intake experiment. But overall, this is a great value for money. I really like it. And I like the fact that it's not as intense as that last experience I had because I'm telling you guys, it was too much even for high-stim. So this here is definitely a great product. I really like it. Is it the best, purest, cleanest 2-amino I ever had? No, I've had better, but this is a very solid experience. It's very clean, it's very productive, and it is very versatile. You can run it as a nootropic, you can add it to something just to kind of boost your mood for a little bit, and it does last a very long time, and I like the fact that there's no crash on this, there's no elevated heart rate, no anxiety. You could definitely play Mad Chemist. You can add 1 or 2 capsules of the Juglans Regia to basic pre-workout, then you can maybe add an Alpha capsule if you guys want to get that experience going and really amplify it to something special. Because let's face it, guys, the Mr. White that I reviewed recently, right? This amazing pre-workout right here, not only does it have the Juglans Regia in there, but it also does have a hefty dose of alpha-O, right? So those two ingredients work together. The alpha-O adds the intensity. There's also synephrine in there, right? So that adds the thermogenic edge and really gets you kind of dialed in and hopped up and gives you this sense of urgency. So that already has the full complete package, everything you need. But if you guys are playing Mad Chemist and you want to get this thing here and just stack it on any pre-workout or nootropic or whatever, I say give it a go. It's a very good option. It's very affordable, and I think you guys are really, really going to like it. As of the time of this recording, the only place to pick up the Pure White Dmha/Juglans Regia capsules is over at NutriCartel.com. You can pick up this bad boy here and save 15% by using discount code ACE15 at checkout, which is going to help support the high-stim Ace YouTube channel and also show your support to your favorite content creator. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this brief but to the point review. This is a very versatile product, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So give it a go. Check it out. I'm sure you guys are really going to like this one. And the beautiful thing is that when you're actually done the workout, this thing is going to last hours post-training and give you this really nice, clean, productive head high, but without overtaking you. So this isn't something that you're going to take and then the rest of your day, you're like in this crazy high, right? It definitely fades to the background, but it's still present and you're still going to feel really good throughout the day. Overall, just very positive vibes, nothing crazy, illicit, stim, junky, underground bunker in here, but overall very positive, very clean, and I really, really like it. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video. It helps the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to get all of high-stim Ace's latest updates. Follow the Instagram at high-stim Ace, and I will see you all next time for the next high-stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High-stim Ace, signing off.